Okay, the previous video showed how to create a folder under jobs directory and put your receiver.rps and source.sps files in it. In this video we are going to create the job, continue creating the job. So the first thing you would like to do is, on the right hand side you can see the job overview window, and he's indicating that. So if there's any active job, you would like to close that. Okay. The next step is we're going to click on the new job in the same window, and then a window is going to come up. So the first thing is you have to give a job name. So since we called this one as the video test, we're writing as the video test as the job name. And then for the job folder, you have to select the job folder. When you click on the right, you will see the folders, and you're going to find your folder under jobs directory. Okay. For the description and area and client and contractor, you can write whatever you would like to write, but it's not really necessary, so you can leave them blank. But the important thing is the crew number. We usually give the crew number any number. It could be 1, it could be 2, or it could be 3-digit numbers, however you like it. Well, once you write the number, as we did here, we just write number 1, and then we're going to move to the next part. So the next part is selecting the file format. For the file format, you click on the arrow, and you're going to go to the custom format fixed width at the bottom. And then for the projected coordinate system, you're going to select the UTM, and then you're going to go to WGS 1984. Since we're on the northern hemisphere, our site is in the northern hemisphere, we're going to select that. The important thing is, for the UTM coordinate system, it usually has information. So it's not only the easting and northing, but it also has the cell number. In our case it was 12T, but we can select here as 12N, and you can see all those options here. So we're selecting 12N, and since we do not have to do any transformation, so it's already selected. And then what we have to do is we have to select our receiver file. So for that, we're going to click on that part. There we go. We are going to find our folder, and we're going to select the receiver.rps file. So here what you would like to do is you would like to move those colored lines to appropriate locations. So the first one is okay, from column 2 to column 2. For the station, you would like to move to column 25 to column 26. We don't have any point code, so you can deselect that part. And for easting, you have to do the same thing. So go to this the column, easting column, and highlight the whole part. We're going to do the same thing for northing. And we're going to do the same thing for elevation. And then click OK. And then move to the next section, which is the shot file. We're going to select our shot file as the source.sps file. We will open that, and we will do the same thing as we did for the receiver.rps file. Again, we don't need the point code. We're selecting the easting column. And we're selecting the northing and the elevation. And since we're not doing any active source study, we don't have to deal with the relation file. But if you're doing an active source study, you need a relation file. And the relation file is the relation between the shot locations versus the receiver locations. So after that, the important thing you have to keep in mind is not to click on the preview map part. Do not click on it. Just click on next and continue. So right now the system is creating the GIS map. Okay, the important thing here is you have to be sure if this is your correct receiver locations. If this is the geometry that you have, then you're good to go. If you're not, get back to the folder and take a look at it again. So just to be sure, what we're going to do is we will look at the folder again. Here we have the video test, and we're going to click on the receiver update.rps file and see if the number of lines is similar to the number of station locations in the map. So since we have 16 locations, this is good to go. Okay, the other thing you would like to do here is click on the actions part under seismic receiver parameters group. So click on that icon. So here you can see your deployment. So the important thing is you have to select the receiver group type as internal tree component, 3C. And if you're interested in, you can change the colors, but you can leave it as it is. And then you can do the analog parameters selection. So we have the sampling interval from 0.5 milliseconds to 4 milliseconds. We have 0.5 milliseconds, 1 millisecond, 2 milliseconds, and 4 milliseconds. So we're going to go with the default, and we're going to leave it as 2 milliseconds. And also you can play with the gain, and we have the options from 0 to 36 decibels with the 6 decibels increment. And we're just going to leave it as 12 decibels here. And you would like to leave the Nyquist filter as the linear phase filter. And besides that, you don't want to have any other filtering at all. So that's why we didn't select any low cut filter. And also we would like to have the DC offset removed. And afterwards just click on OK. And then you can hit next and move to the next section, which is the source. So you can do the same thing for source if you're doing active source. In this case you have the source group, and it's showing the map display color. It has the options, you can change whatever you like to have. And for the energy source types, you can see the vibro size to other sources. We have explosives, we have air gun, we have water gun, electromagnetic source, and other sources. For the record length, again, if this is something important, if you're doing the active source, you can select the record length for your source recording. And also for the source event count is indicated here. So we're just leaving those parameters as they are because we are not doing active source study here. So click OK and then move next. So here it will be giving you some sort of information, but you just can skip this part, the aux receiver parameter groups, and then come to the other important part, which is the acquisition schedule. So you can do either continuous acquisition, which means you will set up to the sensors, and as soon as you start the acquisition, the sensors will start recording, and when you tell them to stop with the HHT, it will stop recording. Or the other thing you can do is you can select the segmented acquisition based on a weekly schedule. So in this case, you can select when you want to start your sensor to start. You can select the time, start time, and you can select the end time. Here Andy is trying to show you how to do this. As you can see, like you can start on Monday 00 a.m. to 02 a.m. So this is something, if it's interesting, or if you would like to do it, this is something you could do. But we're going to go with the continuous acquisition since we're doing the continuous recording. The other important thing here is the remote unit timing solution. You would like to leave it as the survey in mode. This is important because this is going to put the location as the survey in mode on HHT. If you leave it as the fixed position mode, and if you take your sensor to a different location, in that case it's not going to return to the HHT's header. So we're just going to leave it as a survey in mode, and then we will move next section. Here we're getting some review. And then we can hit next. We don't have to do anything here. And the summary. If you're satisfied with your job, now you can create your job by clicking finish. And if you click on the GIS map, you will start the ArcGIS, and then it will show you your station deployment. Alright, it's good to go.